So my name's Pavan. I'm with Manami.AI. It's a personalized crypto portfolio system. Before before I go deeper, does anyone like raise your hand if you purchased like one in the past? Awesome. What coins did you purchase? All of them? Too many. That's good.
Who's an NFT DJ? Don't ask how long.
Do you still hold NFTs?
Oh.
Lots me too. Yeah, they're not worth. So, my dad did. I'm just a holder. I've done. So, um, uh, what maybe like what was an altcoin that you purchased? What's your name?
No.
Alex. Alex.
Like I'm
Wow, this guy.
small Bitcoin or like a base gain.
Let's say Soul, but something like decent. You got some point.
Yeah.
Nice. I guess nice. And then
What volume say?
here's the
I'll look at the name.
so for Trump coin, how did you keep up with it?
I just.
How did you stay informed?
How did I say it?
Twitter.
Yeah. Or Telegram groups and stuff.
Telegram groups. Cool. Yeah. So what Alex just said is what you have to do for all coins. You have to stay informed by going on Twitter, scrolling through the company's feed, the founder's feed in this case, president. And but then you're in your own alpha group, and really like what's an alpha group, right? It's like friends and other people that are also trading. And the reason why you make a group is because you want to stay informed together. It's hard to stay completely informed about what's happening. Everything's in real time. So in crypto, there aren't earning calls. I mean, there are earning calls. There aren't earning reports. So there's no quarterly reports that companies make. They just like post on Twitter. They make announcements in Discord. And people make commentary on Twitter as well. I should probably say X, but in my database, it's called Twitter because X would be horrible. So crypto companies also make their earning call. They do their earning calls on Twitter itself, on Twitter Spaces. And so I personally ran into this problem where I was holding this coin for a little too long, like a lot of this effectively passed. But I left it way too. Like they had their Twitter Spaces, and I just didn't want to listen to it. I was busy. And I listened to it maybe 2 weeks too late, and it turns out it did nothing. And that was the reason why it took me dropping the price. And so I sold it, and made me start thinking, man, I could have just gotten that summary, that Twitter Spaces would have known they did nothing. And so Manami was kind of showing. There's 80,000 new coins every day on Solana. Hard to what else? Yeah, there's 80,000 new coins every day, and they each have their own X account, Discord account, Telegram account. They have spaces and they're on podcasts, and there's a lot of data. So what we do is we basically inform you, right? So we're not trying to sell you on anything. Twitter essentially is a bit more biased towards being foolish because people don't want to hear negativity. They just want to hear the bad stuff about all the time. So we try to take that bias out of Twitter. Discord announcements are usually not biased, so it's kind of easier. But we take insights, we take all of this data and we join it together. Take all this unstructured and join it together and provide you insights based on the portfolio. And we do that across stables. An example is when, did anyone ever buy PayPal stablecoin or get PayPal? When PayPal launched their own stablecoin, they were getting like 20% interest rate was for a minimum period of time. And if you didn't jump on it immediately, the threshold was reached. And you can't, like, once they have like a threshold, like a maximum threshold with like people that deposit for that interest rate on DeFi protocols. And once it's breached, no one can access it. And the people that were informed first were able to jump on that opportunity. So the idea is that we're going to inform you quickly about opportunities. This is interface. We used to be a gaming company, so we just have we have this line 2 model editor monitor. If you're familiar with Overlord, the anime, the lead artist making work. So on the left, we have your portfolio and where you're lending things. So USDS, it was, I think, the first stablecoin. It was called DeAI. They rebranded to USDS. And then on the right, we have your insights. And then what we're working on right now is ranking for insights using a ranking algorithm and letting you personalize by writing your own commentary on the insight. So maybe you want more insights around a certain area. This is the hard part about doing all of this was creating deep research agent. So most of you know what deep research is. It's a Google search. It's like we query and search Google, give you back some information. That wasn't enough because we need to get the founders' information. So in crypto, like founders are usually the ones posting on Twitter and stuff. And what they say is usually very important. So I'll give you an example. There's a coin called Sanctum on Solana. They're a local staking token provider. I noticed that the founder was talking about giving back and gave examples of people giving back to the community. And it was posts that people made, like diagrams. So I made a couple of those on Twitter, and he gave me $25,000. So that's an example of like just I made a couple of posts and he just gave me 25K, and that's pretty common. Just get haircut. But people were pretty angry that I made a couple of tweets and got that money. But I saw an opportunity and I just did. And yeah, so that's what we try to do. We try to get the founders' information. And that's hard to do. But we also have like tracing built in. So my co-founder's job is to go through every insight and give his personal feedback on it. So that we're constantly improving our prompts based on these feedback. It's pretty common now with there's a couple of platforms that do each of those thing. And this is us. So me, I used to work in MetaMask, the first data browser. And then I was CTO of Trilogy Education. It was the fastest growing education company of all time. Got acquired in 2019. I taught data science at Berkeley Extension, but not Gen AI. It was NLP, scikit-learn, Paris, stuff in 2017. Yeah, and my co-founder worked at 2 L2s, Polygon, and Ethereum L2, and Arbitrum. And his first job at college was he was an investment banker for a gaming bank, and his job was to summarize what founders were saying about their companies and what VCs were saying about the companies that they invested in. So he has been obsessed with Twitter ever since he graduated college, and I did this for years. I've seen him just like be on Twitter while I'm in the car. Literally, we try to live together 2 times a year for a couple weeks, and I'll just see him on Twitter all the time. He's just like obsessed with it. So And he actually beat Twitch on mobile during COVID. He got 2 million DAU. Company isn't around anymore, but he did, he did beat them. That when Mavron invested in us, local VC fund, a bunch of others. So that's us. That's really good.
One of the largest problems that I've seen in the Solana ecosystem, especially as you mentioned, that there's tens of thousands of tokens launching every day, is that anyone with a wallet with actually like no soul now can go on and dev out their own token. And so of course you can't launch millions of tokens over a couple of months without having 100 copycats of the exact same token.
Makes sense.
And anyone can link socials to like any account. There's like no verification of like you actually owning that account to link it to the token when you launch it on like Pavan or whatever. What do you guys do around that?
It's a really good question. Yeah, so what he's basically saying, so this is funny. We don't have a token. My company has never launched. There are 25 months that are now on Solana. Literally, when we launched and we were in a Solana, we didn't even win. We didn't even fucking win. There were 25 copycats. So you're right. Like there's a ton of scam out there. So there's a verified list on Jupiter. So that's very helpful, but that's not perfect, right? It's like because I think there's like a lag before a token gets on the verified list. So right now we're looking at sales volume, which isn't perfect, right? Because you can fake volume, but we're looking at volume as a metric, but we're not like 100% positive about volume because of like you fake it on Solana.
Yeah, like how do you guys do? Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Wanted to know if you could give me your professional opinion on a stable coin called Tether. Their rise from nothing in 2020 to 2025, and your professional opinion of this stable coin in the next 3 to 5 years.
I think they have a lot of room to trust. Personally, when USDC, there was a moment where we thought, when this was 2022, that USDC would do that because SB Silicon Valley Bank was had
So it was
scare.
2022. I got hit by that.
You got hit by that? Yeah,
Yeah.
come on. So me and my co-founder, we ran home. We were outside, we were running home and trying to like convert our treasury from USDC to Tether. So I'm thankful for having alternatives. Just tons of out there. But yeah, I don't know what their inner workings
It
are.
seems to me that certain countries around the world would like to pay the US dollar to Tether. And yeah, this is more than interesting. It's a fact. And how do I say this without sounding too controversial? I anticipate that certain countries around the world use Tether to not try to dethrone the US dollar, but use the US dollar and Tether jointly because of the instability of certain currencies. I don't want to get too much into this, but I think that Tether is a very interesting stable coin. I'm sorry, I don't want to say too much more, but
That's really interesting.
yeah, I think you can read between the lines.
Yeah, I mean,
What I'm saying.
the most used coin in the world is USDC. So the biggest use case for crypto is US dollar. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
You said you looked at using volume to detect whether something is real, but obviously it can be faked. Why not just use the total transaction fee spent trading or transacting the token itself? Seems like a neat.
Would that be different than?
Yes, because you pay a flat transaction fee for a big trade, so you can fake big volume with a small fee. But if there's actual trading going on, you'll see like larger total fees expended relative to the volume.
It won't work is most of the time, a lot of these, people are using like wallet bundlers.
Bundling.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's
So,
true.
yeah, I would just show
So-
a bunch of purchases from like the.
I still think the signal would be better than volume though, because bundlers are just market.
You got 80,000 today or whatever.
Well, so here,
How, one out of a
Multi-
million that's a legitimate project?
so this problem only exists for brand new tokens, right? So like the older tokens, it's much easier to do this. Just go and verify this.
Yeah.
But the brand new ones, like yeah, volume and maybe trading fees, right? That's one. But two, here's the thing, right? The number one signal is if it's an official Twitter account of the company, they usually put the address of the token address right there. Obviously the Twitter account could be faked, but what you can do is see if you have. Actually, I'm not gonna say it's part because there's secret sauce. There's like one part. There's one part that you can do. There's one thing that you can do by checking
This Solana ecosystem, even though it's got some advantages, isn't as tarnished by the fact that it's 99% crap.
Oh, we're not saying that out loud, are we?
Yeah, so it's so
Why even use Solana if you could just
it's because it's like Ethereum with Solana is so much easier than Ethereum. We're just starting off with Solana because it's like easier. It's easier in the sense that there's only one chain to worry about, whereas in Ethereum, we have to go to like, I mean, how much chains are there? Like it's going up every
You're talking about like a.
Yeah, there's so many. It's like a problem.
Right.
So that's the only reason we start off with Solana. It's not like we're like against Ethereum. We have to work for.
No, sure, but I'm just saying, the easiest way to avoid scam shitcoins is just all Solana.
I'm with you.
Anything that's a,
Well, the
No.
problem is
No,
it's
you're
so easy to launch. It's got like me launching tokens like three.
yes, but they're pointless launches.
Well, not pointless.
They're, I mean, they're,
They're meme coins. There are a lot of them are meme coins, and
Yeah.
a lot of them are scams. A lot of them are meme coins. But the thing is, like, it is easy to launch like a coin on Solana as a legit.
right, I mean,
So, like,
most of the coins, the only purpose is to play a very short-term musical chairs where somebody tries to get the money and that's all, right?
You're right. Yeah.
So there's not legitimate, world purpose in the vast majority of this stuff. So
But there are
that's what I want to know. What has happened today or in the last week that is a real thing?
So here, let's just show you right now. Again, I messed up the CSS.
While you're looking that up, what do you guys do around like community, like CTOs, like community takeover events?
Oh, that's really interesting. I just learned about like CoinGecko's community takeover list.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's like very.
we use their API. So
I didn't even know they had a list.
yeah, they have a list of tokens that were taken over. It is very interesting. So the first thing we do when we try to like come up with an insight is I have my co-founder do it, like manual labor, do the insights himself, and then see if we can generate those insights by based on like interesting prompting.
Yes. For those who don't know, CTO is short for community takeover, and it's like when a Solana meme coin tanks to a market cap low enough for somebody else to come in and buy up the supply and essentially like take over.
It's like a hostile take.
Yeah, it's like a hostile takeover.
So I could be the new hot tour girl just by buying.
Yeah, like if Oxy went into like a market cap and he went in with 5-10 grand and bought up half the supply, like you're now like the owner of the token.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, you're right. There are a lot of not reputable tokens, but there are some solid projects on Solana. So I mean, this is one of our wallets.
Speaking of wallets,
Yeah.
do you want to comment on MetaMask's? You work for MetaMask.
I can 2018 to 2020.
Oh,
So it's wow.
a long time ago.
They've been making a lot of big moves recently.
They've been doing a lot.
A lot.
Yeah. I mean, Phantom really pushed.
In fact, I have something interesting that I'll show you guys real quick.
Interesting.
I was just talking about.
Super interesting.
I was just wondering,
No, it
the
is.
security of the MetaMask will
Oh, you know, I'm not like
that might
I'm not a security person.
Yeah.
Which probably sounds bad, but
It's okay.
yeah,
No problem.
and I'm more of like but yeah, these are some solid projects. Still layer USDs. I'm not recommending not financial ones, but wrapped Ether on Solana, Metaplex token. So Farcoin.
Wrapped Ether on Solana.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, you did the credit card deal.
Yeah.
I saw that in December.
Yes, they did this like partnership with MasterCard. So they
Oh,
made
really
like,
nice.
that's it. It's okay to be only like a hundred of them.
That's a really nice.
Or a couple hundred of them.
Made by my own company.
But they essentially, if you have USDC on their Linea chain, you can use that card anywhere and it converts the USDC on Linea to fiat automatically for your decentralized wallets and make purchases wherever you want.
I did ask them how.
This is a ninja weapon.
Yeah, it's like,
I asked them about what they did for taxes. That's something. Because like you purchase something with USDC, it's like I got to pay taxes on it. But yeah, there's coins, and then we have your insights over here that we're generating. We're working on the UI. It's pretty bad. So we have these insights about Sparkcoin, Bitcoin because you have some wrapped. So we have a list of whatever. There's Coinbase Bitcoin, which is a wrapped Bitcoin on Solana. There's TBTC. I think there's another one, but we have a list of which ones are associated with Bitcoin. So this is Manami, and so we have a business version of her. We were so she's in a suit and stuff. But the idea is that when the greed index is at peak, she's going to encourage you to sell and then send you some fun selfies of her, doing some fun stuff to encourage you to sell and keep your greed. It's like when greed index is really high. So when Alex bought Trump, that should have been a signal for all of us to sell everything, right? Well, yeah, right. So, not Alex. Maybe my friend Hank. My friend Hank bought whatever he buys. He always tells me, I should sell. Because he always buys at the wrong time. He just buys like when I guess like someone else he knows buys, who's also probably wrong. But yeah, green index is a peak. You should probably sell like and sell to stables. So our idea is like encourage you to sell to stables, or if you want to still stay in the game, stay maybe like crypto ETF, GLP. Has anyone heard of GLP? GLP is like an ETF on Solana or Jupiter, and so they have a perpetuals exchange. It's like a futures exchange, and so it's like a combination of Jupiter, the biggest exchange on Solana, Bitcoin, June, and then whenever they take a percentage of profits from the futures exchange and put it into the fund. So over time, my internet died, unfortunately, and my phone's over there. But if I were to show you the graph of JLP, it has only gone over the course of time, just like DTI, which is kind of cool. So we would probably encourage you to sell to stables and lend out on Camino or some other DeFi platform and collect some interest, or to jail when green index is peak. And then when green index is like low, we would encourage you to buy. So that's a brand for us.
So how different is each user of this?
Yeah.
One problem is maybe you've got all these people and they're all getting the same advice at the same time. How am I different from a different user?
Yeah, so right now you can't really do it, but our idea is to. I showed you that slide where um, where you continuously do prompts based on feedback. We wanted so right now we have our own knowledge graph for the entire system. We'll make a knowledge graph for each person, and then you can give your feedback to each insight, and then we personalize the prompts towards you.
You're the only person that sees the output, right?
Yeah, I mean, again,
It's not like
we're not.
it's not like it's not like a public forum or like a public account that like.
Yeah, this is for your portfolio. No one else can see it. But the thing is, like, I mean, are we? If you own Solaire and I own Solaire, we're gonna get the same things. And we're not trying to like, tell you when to buy and when to sell. We're trying to inform you the best, right? And personalize it towards your portfolio so you're not seeing things. Oh, and something else we saw that was interesting. Sorry.
Oh, so you mentioned that you're not providing a token, so I'm curious as far as your service, but is this gonna be subscription based for the user?
Yeah, it's a good question. So we're gonna keep it free for a while, like invite only, and then just like get as much feedback as we can. It's like still new, so I might mess up some stuff here and there.
So you have like a premium edition or something down the road where it'll have like extra features.
Yeah, we're thinking maybe personalization, like costs something. Maybe so we're gonna have a terminal where you can ask questions to it, and we'll charge something for that or something. We haven't put too much thought into it, like subscription, basically subscription. You're right. We do want to launch a token for it, but like honestly, we're just focused. I mean, there are honestly 25 tokens about for her anything. They're not real. They're not real. But we just gotta make sure like we got problem. Yeah, like I think that's the most important part because we're building for a real use case. So, thank you.
Thank you.